Jake, when was the last time you genuinely felt rested?
That's a harder question than it should be.
I know. I asked myself the same thing last week, and I sat with it for a moment, and I realized the honest answer was, I'm not sure. A few months ago? Maybe longer.
That's burnout territory.
That's burnout territory. And here's the thing, I wasn't in a crisis. Nothing was dramatically wrong. Work was fine, life was fine. But underneath fine, there was this constant, low-level exhaustion, like running on a battery that never fully charges.
The slow drain without a specific cause.
Without a single cause you can point at and fix. And that's what makes burnout so difficult to talk about, even in your own language. And in English, even harder.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Anna. Welcome to Speak First English, where we speak first and think second.
And today we're going to give you the English for this experience. Burnout, stress, the specific exhaustion of a modern life that asks too much for too long. Because these experiences are real, they're common, and most learners have no vocabulary for them.
Until today. Today's topic, talk about stress and burnout in English.
And we want to start by saying something that might surprise you. Burnout is not a personal failure. It is not a sign that you are weak or that you can't handle life. It is a clinical response to chronic stress, recognized by the World Health Organization as an occupational phenomenon. It has stages, it has causes, and it has language.
And the problem for most people, especially English learners, is that when you're in it, you often can't find the words, not even in your own language. You feel it completely, but you can't name it. And unnamed things are harder to address, harder to explain to others, and harder to ask for help with.
So today, we give you the vocabulary, the specific, precise, natural English for stress and burnout at every stage, from the early signs to the deep exhaustion, from talking about it with a friend to describing it to a doctor or a manager.
Because being able to name what you're experiencing, even imperfectly, is one of the most important things you can do when you're struggling. It opens the door to help. It makes the invisible visible.
Before we start, please share this episode. Share it with someone who is clearly running on empty but doesn't have the words for it, because sometimes the language is what finally makes someone feel seen.
Let's go.
Anna, let's start with the basics. What is the actual difference between stress and burnout? Because people use them interchangeably, but they're not the same thing.
They're not the same at all, and understanding the difference is actually the first step to knowing what you're dealing with.
Tell us.
Stress is acute. It's a response to a specific pressure, a deadline, a difficult conversation, a challenging period. Stress says there's too much to handle right now, and when the pressure lifts, the stress lifts too. It's reactive.
And burnout?
Burnout is chronic. It's what happens when stress goes on too long without adequate recovery. Burnout doesn't say there's too much to handle right now. Burnout says there has been too much for too long, and I have nothing left.
The difference between a sprint and a marathon with no finish line.
Exactly. And the three core signs of burnout, according to the research, are exhaustion, cynicism, and a feeling of ineffectiveness. Not just tired, exhausted at the level of your values and your sense of self.
Think of it like a candle. Stress is a candle burning brightly. Lots of light, lots of heat, doing what it's supposed to do, but burning fast.
And burnout is what happens when the candle burns all the way down. No more wax, no more flame. Just a warm spot where the light used to be.
You can relight a candle with new wax, but you can't relight a burnout with a motivational speech. It needs something different, more fundamental, more time.
And the first step, always, is naming it, recognizing it, saying this is what this is. And in English, today, we give you the words to do exactly that.
Can I share something about a time I hit a wall that I didn't see coming?
Please, this is exactly the kind of thing people need to hear honestly described.
So, about 3 years ago, I was in a period of very high output. A lot of work, a lot of responsibility, a lot of things I cared about all happening at the same time. And I felt fine, good even. I was doing it all. I was managing.
The I can handle this phase.
Exactly. And then, one ordinary Tuesday, I sat down at my desk and I couldn't start. Not because the work was hard, not because I didn't know what to do, I just couldn't. The engine turned, but nothing happened, like a car where you turn the key and it clicks, but the motor doesn't catch.
That's such a precise description.
And the thing that scared me wasn't the not starting, it was that I didn't care that I wasn't starting. Usually when I procrastinate, I feel guilty, anxious. I know I should be doing something. But that Tuesday, I felt nothing. Complete flat affect.
That's the cynicism stage, when the investment drains away.
And I didn't have the word for it then. I told my partner I'm just tired. I told my manager I need a few days. But the real thing, the actual thing, I couldn't name because I didn't have the language. And not having the language made it harder to take seriously, even to myself.
Because unnamed things feel like excuses.
They do. And when I finally found the word burnout, it changed everything. Because suddenly it wasn't a personal failing. It was a recognizable experience with a name. And with a name, I could address it. I could tell people what I needed. I could stop pretending I was fine.
The name gave you permission to not be fine.
And that permission, that specific permission, was the beginning of recovery.
Let's get into the tips. Tip 1. And this one gives you a full range of language, from mild to severe. Tip 1. Build your stress vocabulary spectrum.
Because stress and burnout don't arrive in one shape. They exist on a spectrum from a bit much to I can't go on. And having specific language for each stage helps you communicate where you actually are, not just I'm stressed.
Let's go through the spectrum, from lightest to heaviest.
Lightest. I'm a bit stretched right now. Stretched like elastic being pulled, not broken, just at the limit of comfortable.
Next, I'm juggling a lot at the moment. Juggling. The visual is perfect. Many things in the air, managing but only just.
Then, I'm under a lot of pressure lately. More serious. Under pressure implies something is weighing on you from above, external demands.
Heavier. I'm running on empty. We've used this before, but in this context, it specifically means you are operating on depleted reserves, nothing left in the tank.
Then I'm completely burned out. Direct, clinical, serious. The battery is flat and has been flat for a while.
And for the deepest place, I've hit a wall. Complete stop. Forward motion impossible. This is the moment Jake described on that Tuesday.
And two important specific phrases. I'm emotionally exhausted, not just physically tired, but at the level of feelings and engagement. And I'm going through burnout. The present continuous signals that this is not a moment, but a sustained state.
Here's how these sound in real conversations. Work has been intense, and honestly, I'm running on empty. I need to find a way to recharge this weekend. I think I'm going through burnout. I've been exhausted for weeks, and I can't seem to find the motivation for things I usually love.
The stress vocabulary spectrum. Choose the phrase that fits where you actually are, because precision in language, even about difficult things, is a form of self-care. Tip number 2, and this one gives you the language for the specific ways burnout and stress show up in your body, your mind, and your life. Tip 2. Learn to describe the symptoms.
Because I'm stressed is one sentence, but what's actually happening, the physical sensations, the cognitive changes, the emotional shifts, that's where the real communication lives.
Let's build the language for the specific symptoms.
Physical. I've been having trouble sleeping. I get headaches more often than usual. My body feels heavy all the time. I'm exhausted even after a full night's sleep.
Cognitive. I can't concentrate the way I usually can. I keep making small mistakes. I can't make even simple decisions. My mind goes blank when I need it most.
Emotional. I feel disconnected from things I usually care about. I've become more irritable. I snap at people I love. Everything feels flat. No highs, no lows, just gray. I feel a sense of dread about things that should be normal.
Behavioral. I've been withdrawing from people. I'm avoiding things I used to enjoy. I rely on caffeine or screens just to get through the day. I've stopped exercising, stopped cooking, stopped doing the things that usually help.
And the beautiful specific phrase for the cynicism stage. I've stopped caring about things I used to care deeply about, and that scares me more than anything else.
That last one, that scares me more than anything else, is the phrase that helps other people understand the severity. Because caring about the loss of caring itself is a sign that there's still something worth saving.
Describe the symptoms. Give the other person or yourself the full picture, not just I'm stressed, but what that actually looks like and feels like from the inside. Tip number 3, and this one is for the conversation, the specific moment when you decide to tell someone what's happening. Tip 3. Learn the language for telling someone.
Because one of the biggest barriers to addressing burnout is not knowing how to open the conversation. With a friend, a partner, a manager, a doctor, the first sentence is the hardest.
And in English, especially in a second language, that first sentence can feel impossibly difficult.
So let's give you the openers.
With a friend or loved one, can I tell you something I've been struggling to say? I think I need to talk about how I've actually been, not the I'm fine version. I've been going through something, and I'd really value your support right now.
With a manager or colleague, I wanted to be honest with you. I've been struggling with my capacity lately, and I think I need to talk about adjusting the workload. I'm not performing at my usual level, and I want to be transparent about why. I've been dealing with significant burnout.
With a doctor, I've been experiencing symptoms of burnout over the past few months. I wanted to talk to you about it. I've been exhausted in a way that sleep doesn't fix. I think I need some support.
And in all of these, the phrase, I wanted to be honest with you, is one of the most powerful openings in the English language, because it signals, I'm about to say something real, and it gives the other person a cue to receive it that way.
I wanted to be honest with you. Learn it, use it, let it open the door.
And one more thing, when someone tells you they're burned out and you don't know what to say, thank you for telling me. I don't know exactly what you need, but I'm here. That is enough. Often, it's more than enough. Tip number 4, and this one is about the other side. What happens when you start to address burnout, when you start to recover? Tip 4, build your recovery language.
Because recovery from burnout is its own journey, and it needs language too.
The recovery doesn't feel like going from exhausted to energized overnight. It's slower, quieter, and more complicated than that.
Here's the language for the different stages of recovery.
Early recovery, when you first acknowledge it and start to protect your energy. I'm trying to be more intentional about where my energy goes. I've started saying no to things that aren't essential. I'm giving myself permission to do less for a while.
Middle recovery, when you're rebuilding. I'm slowly getting back to myself. I'm taking things one day at a time. I'm learning to recognize my limits before I hit them.
And the specific language for the hard truth of recovery. Recovery from burnout takes longer than people expect. I thought a week off would fix it. It's been months and I'm still rebuilding. I'm learning that rest is not the same as sleep. Rest is doing things that actually restore you.
And the recovery insight, the one that changes your relationship with capacity for good. I used to think rest is what you earned after work. I'm learning it's what you need to do the work.
Rest is not the reward for work. It's the condition of it. That reframe, in English, said clearly, is one of the most useful things you can carry out of today's episode. The recovery language. Because recovery is not silence. It's a different kind of conversation. And today, you have the words for it.
And our final tip, tip 5, and this one turns the focus outward from your experience to the people around you. Tip 5, learn to ask about stress and create space for honesty.
Because burnout and stress are often invisible from the outside, people carry them silently, and the right question, asked at the right moment, can be the thing that finally lets someone put down the weight.
We've given you versions of this before, but in the context of stress and burnout specifically, the language has a particular shape.
You seem a bit different lately, like there's a lot on you. How are you actually doing? Observation plus genuine question. No pressure, just noticing.
I know you always say you're fine, but if there's something heavier going on, I want to hear it. Calling the automatic answer out gently, offering a safer space.
When was the last time you felt genuinely rested? Anna's question from the very beginning of this episode, deceptively simple, often lands harder than expected.
What would actually help you right now if you could ask for exactly what you need? This question is powerful because it bypasses the guesswork. It asks the person to name their need, and naming a need is often the first step to meeting it.
And perhaps the most quietly powerful phrase in English for this context, I'm not going to try to fix it. I just want to be here while you talk about it.
Not fixing, not advising, just presence, held space. That is sometimes the only thing that helps.
Create space. Ask the real question, and when someone answers, listen more than you respond. Because in burnout, being heard is often more restorative than being advised.
Ask others and create space. You don't have to have the answers. You just have to be willing to hold the question with them.
Anna, today's words are for one of the most important conversations we can have in any language. Let's look at them.
Yes, our word tour. These words will help you talk about stress, burnout, and recovery, precisely, naturally, and without shame in real English conversations.
First word, burnout.
Burnout is a state of chronic exhaustion, physical, emotional, and mental, caused by prolonged stress without adequate recovery. It's recognized medically. It's real. I think I'm experiencing burnout. I've been exhausted for months and nothing seems to restore me. Or recovery from burnout takes longer than most people expect.
Next, capacity.
Capacity is the amount someone is able to do, handle, or experience, their limit of functioning. I'm at capacity right now. I can't take on anything more. Or my capacity for stress has been reduced by the last few months. I need to build it back slowly.
Then, chronic.
Chronic means lasting for a long time or constantly recurring, the opposite of acute, which is short and intense. Chronic stress is different from occasional stress. It accumulates over time. Or I've been dealing with chronic exhaustion, not just tired days, but months of feeling depleted.
We also used deplete or depleted.
To deplete means to use up or drain something, usually resources, energy, or reserves. Depleted means emptied out. I feel emotionally depleted, like there's nothing left to give. Or the last year has depleted my reserves in ways I didn't fully notice until now.
And also restore or restoration.
To restore means to bring something back to its original state, to refill what was emptied. Restoration is that process. What actually restores me is spending time in nature, not scrolling, not watching, just being outside. Or I'm learning to tell the difference between activities that numb me and ones that actually restore me.
And one more, boundary.
In the context of stress and burnout, a boundary is a limit you set on your time, energy, and availability. I've started setting clearer boundaries around my working hours. It feels uncomfortable at first, but necessary. Or learning to say no is a form of boundary setting, and boundaries are not selfish, they're survival.
Your Speaking Gym challenge today, use one of today's phrases in a real conversation this week. Even just, I'm running on empty at the moment. Or, when was the last time you felt genuinely rested? One phrase, one real conversation. That's the wrap.
Before we finish, 4 things for today, practical, specific.
Step 1. Find your phrase on the stress vocabulary spectrum. Right now, where are you today? Stretched? Running on empty? Hit a wall? Name it, in English, even just to yourself.
Step 2, describe one symptom, one specific thing you're experiencing, physical, cognitive, emotional, behavioral, and put it into words, in English. I've been having trouble sleeping. I can't concentrate the way I usually can. One sentence. The naming begins.
Step 3. If you're in a place where you need support, use I wanted to be honest with you as your opener. To one person, this week, the door doesn't open itself.
Step 4, ask one person the question. When was the last time you felt genuinely rested? And then listen, really listen, because sometimes that one question changes everything.
Quick recap.
Tip 1, the stress vocabulary spectrum. From a bit stretched to I've hit a wall. Choose the phrase that fits. Precision is self-care.
Tip 2, describe the symptoms. Physical, cognitive, emotional, behavioral. Give the full picture. Everything feels flat. I can't make decisions. I've stopped caring about things I used to love.
Tip 3, language for telling someone. I wanted to be honest with you, the opener that opens the door.
Tip 4, recovery language. I'm giving myself permission to do less. Rest is not the reward for work, it's the condition of it.
Tip 5, ask others and create space. When was the last time you felt genuinely rested? And then hold the space. Don't fix, just be there.
Our question today, and this one comes with permission to be completely honest.
When was the last time you felt genuinely rested? Not just slept, actually restored. And what is one thing, big or small, that helps you recover?
Write it in the comments, in English, one sentence about where you are, because putting it in writing, even here, even anonymously, is the beginning of naming it, and naming it is the beginning of everything else.
You are not alone in this. If you're in it right now, you are not alone. The exhaustion is real. The experience has a name, and there is a way through it.
We are proud of you for listening today, even if it was the only productive thing you did. That counts. You count.
This was Speak First English.
Until next time, speak first, think second, and please rest. Actually rest. You've earned it and you need it. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.